Smash Factor.
Ripping driver, going for it. Oh my goodness. How about that tee shot?
That is crazy how far that is.
Wow. John Daly, take a back seat, big fella. How about that drive?
That's an aggressive line. Man, that is beyond long.
Look at this. He's just driven the green. He has just driven the green.
I guess hello world, huh?
Welcome everybody to the Smash Factor for week 9 of the 2021-2022 PGA season, the RSM CLASSIC. We are at 2 courses this week on Sea Island Resorts, the Plantation and the Seaside courses. More on all that here just shortly for the final PGA event of the 2021 calendar year. And we will take a break and be back for the Hawaii swing in January. Right now, you can join us. Use the code SMASH, get 20% off any package, includes a free 7-day trial. Good time to join. Check out our golf product, NBA, NFL, a lot of NFL going on. We got Turkey Day next week. We'll have that covered as well. Do a special rankings for that, and plus I'll probably do a pod, see if I can get Ryan come on with me and break down that 3-game slate. College football, hot and heavy right now as we march towards the playoffs and the end of the season there. A few games left. NASCAR wrapped up a week ago or so, or 2 weeks ago, I think now. That'll be back in February, bigger and better. Can't wait for the NASCAR season. Ryan crushed it last year. Good things ahead. This is a good time to come join. Check us out. All the new tools. I will be doing some tutorial videos and promo videos next week since we don't have golf. I'm going to film those, get those posted out. Tutorials for the premium members so you guys can, all the questions you guys have asked and stuff you wanted to see, I'm going to go through that on all the football tools, golf tools, and then the green machine especially. Our lineup builder optimizer has had a lot of great feedback. If you want to come check all of it out, use the code SMASH, 20% off, includes a 7-day free trial. Last week was interesting. Up and down there with that cut line. The 6-6 kept moving, pretty, I think he ended up right around 6% or so. I had about field average, few key misses, had a lot of good stuff. I said yesterday on the Cup with the Cup that one of my 5 on Monday's Cup with the Cup, I give a first look of the week betting, and Kokrak was one of my 5 last week. Ended up betting in first round leader and didn't bet him outright, so that was a little disappointing. Seemed like a pretty good community win though. I saw several people on it. I think either Tambo or Kenny had him, Feinberg had him, so good win for the community. I had a ton of them in DraftKings. Was inside the top 5 with about 8 holes left or so. Sunday, my big 3 that was carrying me was List, Scheffler, and Wolf, and they all did not finish well. So small loss on the week, but it was fun. Good little sweat. Full field this week. That's why they play the 2 courses, because of daylight. Could potentially have some stacking and wave things set up with the way weather may be, so I'm looking forward to it. We did hit 2 first-round leaders last week, though. It was a 5-way chop. We had 2 of the 5. I think it basically wound up paying 18-1 combined, something like that. So some profit. Always take that. What was I about to say? Okay, yeah. Rate and review us on iTunes as always. I'm gonna do some big giveaways, especially once we get towards. I'll probably do some next week for Turkey Day. So let's get some rate and reviews on there. I'll look at that. Look at subscribe. The people that subscribe and like the video on YouTube for us. And in the comment section, tell me who you want to play in the 10K range. No one higher than 10.9 this week. Some pretty flat pricing. Interested to kind of see how the industry takes that. Some pretty good plays. Pretty good field in general. Be interested to see where everybody kind of pivots to this week. So I want to know who you want to play in the 10K range. I'm kind of looking at some guys I typically don't. That kind of pop off for me. We have the Sea Island Mafia that a lot of people will talk about that live there. Historically, though, you look at their history, they haven't really done well until recently. So I don't know if that's like a must play or anything. I think it's more about the style of golfers who seem to be pretty similar when we look at the winners here in a little bit. Like I said, 2 courses this week, Plantation, Seaside courses. We play Seaside 3 days. It is the only one with shot tracker. So if you're looking at stats and all that, all you will see is stats from Seaside. You can look at the strokes gained total from Plantation. That's about it. Most of the focus this week is Seaside because, of course, if they make the cut and get through, they'll be playing that on the weekend. Plantation, par 72, 7,058 yards, 4 par 3s, 4 par 5s. Normally the easier of the 2. After the redo in 2019, the greens were firm and stuff, so it did play a little harder. Last year wasn't quite as hard. And simply just having 2 more par 5s on it than Seaside allows for more scoring opportunity. You want to keep that in mind for Showdown as well. If you play Showdown this week, round 1, round 2, you'll want to focus on guys on Plantation. Potentially, we'll get to the weather in just a second. Also, you know, I know there'll be guys that, and we say this every year, there'll be guys that shoot well on Seaside. It's scoreable. I mean, the average last 3 years, the winner was always, or has been minus 19, minus 19, minus 19. So it's not like people can't score on Seaside. It's just when you have that extra 2 par 5s, it's big for not only potential eagle, just more birdie opportunities over there. So in general, that's where you want to focus on Showdown and first round leaders for sure. If your book doesn't split it, some of the books have started catching on that and they'll split it. Some haven't. So it kind of depends on how they do that. And we'll cover that in the content as well. Like I said, it was redone in 2019. So if you are looking at maybe just leaderboards and stuff, or you go back and look at the strokes gained total, because that's all we have, I would just focus on those since then. Seaside, like I said, par 70, 4 par 3s, only 2 par 5s. Fairly easy to hit fairways and greens. Most of the time, it really comes down to who's got the hot putter, who's sticking their wedges and irons and stuff close. It's not big advantage off the tee here. Second shot course. I mean, distance doesn't hurt, but a lot of people club down here, so it really comes down to who I think has got the strongest irons, and that's really what it's going to focus to. And then the putting, who puts well on Bermuda greens. There is some overseed here this time of year. So course history, I think, matters to an extent, but you'll see guys in here that have finished 2nd, 10th, and 3 missed cuts. So I don't pull it a ton other than people maybe just being familiar with it. Weather, like I mentioned, it looks like the wind, of course, this can change because they're over on the coastal, but right now, though, it looks like the wind's going to change quite a bit Thursday going into Friday. It's coming out of the south on Thursday and pretty much all week, and then changes to getting out of the north as Friday goes along, and pretty strong. Right now, really strong compared to Thursday. The biggest thing there is because we have alternating courses, we may want to have guys that are playing then you look at it 2 ways. Do I want the guy that plays Plantation, the easier course, quote unquote, Thursday, gets his scoring in, then grinds Friday and gets through the cut? If it's going to be hard, I would say yes, as opposed to I start on Seaside Thursday, maybe shoot well, maybe just average, and now I got to go play what should be my scoring opportunity Friday in the much stronger winds. And some of these guys have already posted a number, and it makes it more difficult, to score low on the easier quote unquote course in that stronger wind. I lean more towards, if the forecast holds, I probably would look more towards guys starting on Plantation Thursday and then, grinding out the Seaside on Friday after they posted their number. Still a lot of time to go. We'll talk more about it. If I have to get the heat maps going, I'll get that done for you. But right now, we could have an advantage there for sure. I have the cut right around -2, -3. The winner, like I said, last 3 years, it's been 19. But pretty much since I went to the 2-course rotation, which started in 2015, if you're looking at historical stuff, it's always been right up there. 22, 17, 21, 19, 19, 19. So we're probably still going to see a 19, 20 under winner. Past winners, Robert Streb won last year. That was his 2nd time to win. Tyler Duncan, Charles Howe III, Austin Cook, Mackenzie Hughes, Kevin Kisner. Some runner-ups, Kisner, Webb, Patrick Rogers, J.J. Spahn, Billy Horschel, Norlander, Kevin Chappell. So, I mean, not looking at big bombers and all that kind of stuff by any means. You can kind of see the profile of the golfer right there. Stats I'm going to look at this week: stroke gain, ball striking. I always want to look at some off the tee information, so I'm going to take a look at that. Good approach, birdie or better, par 4 DK scoring, just because I play so many par 4s on Seaside. And then opportunities inside 18 feet is the main thing. Obviously, we get a course with some decent course history here, so I will be pulling that in. And then we got Bermuda putting as well. Salary range this week, we have 5 in the 10K, 7 in the 9K, 8 or 10 in the 8K, 36 in the 7K, and 90 in the 6K. Typical format this week, the Sweet 16, 3 plays and a pivot or a bubble boy. Fade of the week, sleeper of the week, gut feel plays, betting top 5 that pop and 2 long shots provided by Monkey Knife Fight, and then we wrap it up. First for me, I'm going to go Cam Smith. 10-3, so not the most expensive. Number 1 in my overall model to start the week out. 15th last week, looked good. When I see these guys that have won here, I mean, there's kind of, to me, it looks like a Cam Smith track. Should fit him well. He's 5th in a good approach, 6th in birdie or better, 18th in par 4 scoring, 17th in opportunities inside 18 feet. The weakest part, as far as what I'm looking at, is the ball striking. And he's still 39, so hasn't played here. That's probably the one knock, but I'm not going to hold that against him. There's guys that have come their first time here and done just fine. Looking for him. I think he wants to finish the season out right. All these guys do, of course, but I do like him a lot this week, and he's not a guy I normally play a lot of. Next up is Scheffler. He played here 2 years ago. It was his first time out. Got a 5th, so played really well. He's coming off a 4th and a 2nd. He is the highest priced guy, which I kind of like because I think he would have been, and he may still be somewhat popular, but looked really good last week, had a chance to win it. And maybe people would get on him, but because of the high price, maybe they kind of pass on that. I don't know. It'll be interesting to kind of see as we get through the week. 18th in the stat model, 40th in Bermuda putting. By the way, Cam Smith is 7th in the Bermuda putting model for me, so that's another plus. This is more about the recent form and the one time he played it well. There's not much to knock there, and I think he's going to be low owned. I don't know if I want to go to him if he's going to be a popular play this week. But because he's only 10-9, so there's really not like you're paying way up this week. You got a 10-9, a 10-7, 10-4, 10-3, 10-1. All 5 of those guys relatively close in pricing. It's not like you have like an 11-7, then it drops down, to 11-1 or 10-9 or something like that, where it's a pretty good pay up. Webb right below him, who's had, obviously a good track record here, and I think he'll be pretty popular. I think most people would rather go to Webb off of Scheffler based on the course history, but Webb hadn't played in a while. So a little bit of rest factor there I worry about, but, we'll get into that. My next play up would be Connors, 9,900. I think I mentioned him yesterday on the Cup with Gut pod as a potential first look betting. I think he was 33-1 yesterday, may come down just a little bit. Played here 3 times, a 37th, a 23rd, and a 10th, so he's gotten better each time. I like that he did play. He didn't play 2019, but he did play last year, so he's seen the new kind of redo of the Plantation course as well. Playing really good right now. 14th in ball striking, 12th in good approach, 32nd start opportunities inside 18 feet. Not horrible on Bermuda putting, 42nd in the field, which isn't bad for him. That's always normally his weakness. I just kind of like him this week at 9,900. Good price point. I'm not sure that he'll be very popular either. He's surrounded by some guys I think will get some ownership. English, $200 more. He's part of the Sea Island group. A 6th here, but see, even him, being that he's around the course a lot, miscut, a 46 and the 6. So doesn't mean they're going to do well. They obviously probably have some kind of advantage of understanding it. I know Kisner's been a popular bet already. His record, really good or missed the cut. So miscut 4th, 7th, miscut 2nd. So I'm not all in on that narrative for, if I like a guy, I'm going to like him. Doesn't really matter if he lives there or not. I like Connors this week. He's a guy I think I'll get up to. My bubble boy was Noren. Pretty decent little since the reboot of the new season. 18th at the Zozo, a 45th at Mayakoba. Made the cut, didn't do much on the weekend. Two top 20s here, though, a 10th and an 18th. I like that. He's 23rd in Bermuda putting. We know he's seemed to do well at the easier scoring events as of late in the last, call it 6-8 months or so. 9,500, another guy I don't think will get talked up too much. Bubble Boy only because he doesn't have the greatest, he's 120th in the field and opportunities inside 18 feet, and then 78th in good approach. So the irons are really his deal. When he's on with those, he can do well. But I like that he's done well here. So it tells me he probably has a good game plan. He knows what clubs he wants to, be hitting second into the greens and stuff. I like him. And again, when we talk about like weather draws and all that, I'm not factoring that at all right now. This is just straight rankings, what we do. We'll deep dive a little bit later today, do that podcast this afternoon. And then probably tomorrow is really when I start focusing, do we think it's going to be a pretty good advantage? And if it does, then we might have to start separating some groups there. 8K range, I'm going to start it with Mito, not getting off him at all. Played him last week again. Was not very popular, which was, we'll see at 8,300. He did okay, made the cut, got a 29th. And I think he was down to 7. I think it was 7,700 or something. So not horrible. 5th in stats for me, 2nd in recent form. He struggles putting so far. We know that as far as rankings, but limited size. 1st in ball striking, 19th in par 4 scoring, 29th in birdie or better, 11th in good approach, 10th in opportunities inside 18 feet. Again, limited stats, but he's been consistent. And at $8,300, I mean, we get a top 20 upside. That's really what we need there. And he certainly has that. I mean, he could win it. I don't mind his betting number either. Joel Damon, I like him this week. This course seems to fit him when I'm looking at a profile of a golfer. He's done okay here. 2 missed cuts, and then a 49th, a 37th, and a 50th. Excuse me. Decent form coming in. A 45th at Mayakoba, a 5th at Houston. At this point in time in the season, I do weigh guys that have been active and playing here, in this fall swing, as opposed to that's one thing I don't really care about Webb is that he hadn't played hardly at all, none in the last 4 weeks. So that's all I look. I didn't go back yet, but even if they haven't done well, it's just, you come in here, it's your final week of the season. If you got some form in, the better the form, that's good for us. So I like that, Damon comes in, gets a 5th last week at Houston, made the cut at Mayakoba as well. Course sets up well for him. He's 1st in good approach, 8th in opportunities inside 18 feet, 22nd in par 4 DK scoring, 8,500, pretty decent price here. I don't see a lot of people going to him this week either. So I like that play. Vegas had his chances, and man, he just had a bad Sunday. A lot of guys did. That course played tough as the week went along. I think it shot over par, I think, on the final day. Some guys did go low, obviously, a little bit low, but, he finished 26th. He was in the final group. I don't know what he finished shooting. I know at one point he was like 5 or 6 over on the day Sunday, but still playing well up until there. He did miss a cut here. This is not a course I think profiles well for him. But $8,100, probably low ownership this week. I don't see a lot of people getting to him, especially if you just look at 26 last week. Didn't realize he was up there. Heading into Sunday. 3rd in ball striking, 7th in birdie or better, 8th in par 4 scoring. I like all that this week. He's been playing a lot here last several weeks. Mixed results, but I'm willing to go back there at $8,100. Todd was the bubble boy, mainly because I think he'll be popular this week. $8,400. I like him. He's 3 straight made cuts here: a 54th, a 4th, and a 37th. 3rd in Bermuda putting. We know that's his strength. 62nd at Zozo, which isn't good because that's one that there's probably only 80 guys in the field. But 11th at Mayakoba, so he's played some, shown some recent form. Stats are always just not going to look great for him. He's 47th overall for me. But if he wins or he's up there and does well, it's going to be because he's lights out putting. This is a course that suits him well. Ownership, he's on the bubble for me right now, but ownership's really going to dictate, do I go there or not? I don't want to play a chalky Brendan Todd, but if he's not really getting talked up much and he's, in that 8 to 10% range, I certainly don't mind having some shares of him because this is an event he can show up and do well at any time. 7K range, mainly going with some young guys. Hayden Buckley made the cut at Bermuda, didn't do much on the weekend, but he has shown some flashes. He's 27th in Bermuda putting. Again, limited stats on these guys. limited stats, but second in ball striking, second in birdie or better, first in par 4 DK scoring. The iron game has been kind of his weakness so far, but $7,300. I like him. I'm willing to take chances on these guys this week. Certainly probably going to be an MME week for me, especially when we start getting into weather draws and all that. I'll probably build how many ever lineups I build, say it's, 75 to 100, bucket them out depending on how the heat maps and stuff go. But these are kind of guys I want to target, not well-known names, take advantage of them early. So I like him. Glover, he's not a young guy by any means, but I'll go to him this week. He comes in 22nd in the model, 7th in stats, 18th in course fit. He's played every other year here, a 36th, an 11th, and a 23rd. So he's made the cut 3 out of 3. I believe he's a Seaside boy too. Maybe not. I should have wrote all those down, but he hasn't played though in the last 4 weeks. That was one negative for me. Stats are good though. Second opportunities inside 18 feet, 9th in good approach, 25th in ball striking, 25th in birdie or better, 34th in par 4 DK scoring, 7,000 flat. Upsides there. If he gets a good hot putter, certainly can do some damage. You never finished worse than 36 since 2016, so I like that as well. $7,000 opens up a lot, so he'll be in the player pool for sure. Alex Smalley, just continue to play him anytime he's in the field. Love him, kid out of Duke. Definitely go back there this week. Limited stats, but he's had a good run here. 12th at Bermuda, 15th last week. I just like him. Like his grit. I love that one tournament where he started like +4 through like 6 holes and then, wind up crawling all the way back in, making the cut. And I think he even finished top 10. This was a couple months ago, but $7,100, certainly like that price. I'll be in on that. Another guy I don't play a lot of that catches my eye, Troy Merritt, $7,500. Mixed results here, a miscut, a 54th, a 23rd, a 30th, and then a miscut. So some good results, some miscuts. Pretty common, like I said. But playing well right now, 28th at Zozo, a 15th at Mayakoba, 9th in par 4 scoring, 11th in birdie or better, 35th in good approach. Average putting compared to the field, $7,500. Again, not a guy I normally get on, but I like him this week. That's a good price. A little bit. The ball striking, he's 74th, so that that's why. He's gonna be my pool, but that'd be part of the reason why he made the Bubble Boy list as opposed to in it. But I think I'll probably have some shares of him for sure, especially if I'm doing MME. 6K range this week. Nick Hardy, $6,500. Second in my stats, 10th in ball striking, 7th in par 4 DK scoring, 4th in opportunities inside 18 feet, and then 28th and 21st in the other 2 stats. So good there. Did miss a cut at Bermuda, and I think he was kind of talked up that week a little bit. So maybe a little. Has not played here at all. A little bit above average in Bermuda putting. So $6,500. There's enough there, especially in the stat wise, that I'll take chances on those kind of guys this week, especially if they wind up in a good side of the draw. Hank Lubiota, I think everybody was off him again. We played him last week. He did well, 15th. He's got 32nd here, a 30th here, and then a miscut the last 3 years. So 2 pretty good weeks, or 2 pretty good years, and then the miscut. Like I said last week, he's coming in with a miscut. So people kind of got off of him. He still rates out really well for me. 13th in birdie or better, 10th in par 4 DK scoring. Again, 15th last week. He's played 3 straight weeks. So I like guys that are kind of getting in form. He showed it last week. He's, and this, of course, he can do well at. Like I profile him to do well here. And he has, 2 top 30 seconds. But $6,600, we just need to make a cut and move on, right? It's a full field. So we haven't had one in a while. We've had 130 guys and stuff like that. But this is going to be a full 156 or so probably. I think they had Monday Qs that should be added today. So making the cut's going to be difficult here. Getting to 6 of 6 is going to be difficult again. So that's really the goal with these guys down here. Chatteramy, another young, on the tour young guy. 21st in the model for me, 13th in stats. A 17th at Bermuda. Did miss the cut last week, but he's a guy I'm just going to continue to play till we get back in the full swing of things and kind of see how they rank out in a stronger field. But 20th in ball striking, 24th in birdie, 24th in birdie or better, 1st in opportunities inside 18 feet. I really like that. Okay putting, about average, a little less than average on the Bermuda. Another guy we got limited stats on, but $6,900. Give us a made cut like you did at Bermuda, top 20 upside. I certainly like that this week. And the bubble boy for me with Davis Thompson, he did go to Georgia. I don't know if he's close to the Sea Island or not, but I'm sure he gets some love from those guys. Maybe get a practice round in or two. A 23rd here 2 years ago, a miscut last year. Stats are okay. Kind of average across the board. 41st overall for me, but $6,400, is a good cheap price. These guys I want to fill in with the low end. 22nd birdie or better, 32nd ball striking, 40th par 4 DK scoring, 49th opportunities inside 18 feet. So nothing that catches your eye, but certainly enough for me to take some stabs at him there. But he's not strong, so that's why he was kind of the bubble boy there. But I'm sure I'll have shares in MME for sure. Fade of the week for me, again, when I'm doing this, it's just a guy that I don't want to pay up for too early, kind of bring in ownership and all that. But it's going to be Max Homa. I just prefer him on the West Coast. $8,700 this week. Doesn't rate out real well for me at all. He's 79th overall for me. He did get a 35th last week, so that was a good week. First time he played in a little while. He's played here twice, missed the cut both times. Average in the putting on Bermuda, but 109th in par 4 DK scoring, 129th inside 18 feet. But we know that with Max. Like, he's a boomer bust guy. Like, he can show up and win. It wouldn't shock anybody. A lot of times he gets the hot putter. I don't know how many people go there, but there's a lot of other options I'd rather pay for this week than him at $8,700. My guy that I kind of like, I don't know how much he'll get talked up. He was a DFS darling for a while, then kind of went under the radar, is Norlander. $7,300. Pull him up. His results here: a second, a 54th, a 54th, and a 5th. He did not play last year. He's made 3 straight cuts here lately, and not done much with them. But $7,300, make a cut, give me a chance at the top 25 or so. I'll like that. It really comes down for putting for him. He struggles putting. Stats look okay. 18th at Zozo, 45th at Mayakoba, 67th last week. So he made the cut, but struggled a little bit. Shouldn't be that high talked up or owned. I do like the results here. So he loves this place. A 2nd and a 5th. Made the cut all 4 years. So I really like that. Give us a chance on the weekend is all we're asking for there. And I don't think he'll get talked up too much. Gut feel plays for me this week. Neiman, I'll go back to him. Hasn't had the best results here, but he has made the cut twice. 65th and a 44th. Was playing really well going in last week. Really the late Friday. So he got caught in that actually it'd be Saturday morning. They had to come back and play, and like everybody was shooting. That's when Kokrak shot like 7 or 8 over after being in second place, going to bed. These guys had to get up Saturday morning to finish round 2. I think Neiman was even at the time and shot 3 over those final few holes and missed the cut. So not going to hold that against him too much. 12th in Bermuda putting, 29th course fit for me, 29th recent form, 16 stats, $9,700. I don't think a lot of people are going to go there. I think they're going to go some other routes this week. So I'll like him. I'll play him. I don't think he'll be popular. We'll see. I don't know that I'm off him if he's popular, but he's certainly someone I want to play. Kazire, definitely part of the Sea Island boys. We've been playing him a lot this year. Like him in general. I'm not going to get off that. I almost made the Sweet 16 for sure, but I'm going to play him, for a while now, especially as we get, back in Hawaii where he's won. Let me get his. Lost him there for a second. There he is, 28th in my model. Missed a cut in 2016. 4 straight made cuts with a 10th, a 15th, then 2 so-so years, a 45th and a 68th. The 10th last year, so I like that. Stat-wise, he's 11th for me. $7,100. I like him a lot this week. 15th, 19th, 16th, and 16th in the 4 biggest stats I'm looking at. 35th in Bermuda putting. Not much to hate there. I definitely have some desire. Probably will be talked up some, especially with the Sea Island deal. Harry Higgs, played him, last week. 50th, nothing great. But I like him. $6,900. I kind of feel like this is a track that he could do well at. 21st in Bermuda putting. 35th here 2 years ago. He did miss a cut last year. 39th at Zozo. And like I said, made the cut last week and got a 50th. He's a guy that can just grind it out. I certainly think he can make some birdies. be around. Like him in general. He's a hard guy not to make or not to like. $6,900 again, make the cut, give us some upside there. Certainly like that. And then last would be Adam Shank, 7,000 flat. Mixed results here, miscut, 23rd, miscut, 48. 28th at the Zozo, miscut at the Mayakoba, then 29th last week. So a little bit of form coming in. Stats are going to be, good at putting, 39th, but then so-so on the stats. 37th ball striking, 28th birdie or better, 26 opportunities inside 18 feet. But again, $7,000, great number. Make the cut, give us some upside. He's 23rd here with some miscuts. So, a little bit of a crapshoot per se, but I like him in general. Played him a lot in the fall. I'll go back to him this week. Betting, top 5 the pop and 2 long shots provided by Monkey Knife Fight. Use the code GUPS. Click the link in the description. You can get dollar for dollar match up to $100. So if you put $100 in, you get a free $100 to put into play. I will have my PGA picks out tomorrow, then college football and NFL Thursday on the coin flip. And then also I do them for the showdowns Thursday night, Monday night. I'll have them probably for Turkey Day. There'll be a big day on there. So go check that out. I like Mito 50-1, Damon 66-1, Adam Scott 33-1, Connors 25-1. Keith Mitchell, 80-1. 2 long shots I like right now. Lubiota, 150-1, and Hardy, 200-1. I'll have my final card out tomorrow. I'll probably put some outrights out later today. Final week. I mean, it feels weird in a way just because we've been doing golf for so long. Virtually every week since last June with the reboot. Such a strong fall last year when we had all the majors and everything. Saw yesterday was the 1-year anniversary of DJ winning the Masters. So it's been a grind. Definitely gonna, it's a little bit. You feel like you're ready to take a break, but you do miss it. I enjoy, breaking down PGA, DFS, but I am looking forward to a little bit off the plate. And I get to focus on some of the stuff for you guys. We're going to work on some tutorial videos, some stuff behind the scenes, some upgrades. Still be doing NFL and college football and all that. But it gives a little break, come back ready for the Hawaii swing, and then we start up the march to the Masters. So looking forward to all of that. I'll still be doing the pod, at least next week, and then I'll be doing Cup with Gups and stuff like that. But I'll probably do a recap and stuff like that for sure. I will be back later on this afternoon with a deep dive, take a fresh look at the weather, see where we're at there. Hope you guys have a blessed afternoon, and I will see you later today. Thanks.